Miyamoto Musashi was born in the late 16th century and is widely considered to be the greatest swordsman in Japanese history. Known for his unmatched martial arts techniques and profound philosophical teachings. Throughout his life, he emphasized the importance of focus and concentration. A week before he died in 1645, Miyamoto wrote 21 principles called Dokkodo, in which he expressed a stringent, honest and strongly self-disciplined view of life. In his other book, the Book of Five Rings, he wrote, "When you decide to do something, do it thoroughly. Don't let trifles disturb you. Be consistent in all your activities." He believed that the key to achieving mastery in any endeavor was to maintain a clear and focused mind, free from distraction or internal conflict. By remaining focused, one could overcome any obstacle and achieve greatness in their chosen field. This focus was not just limited to physical activities, but also extended to mental and spiritual pursuits, emphasizing the importance of developing one's inner strength and discipline. In today's fast-paced world, Miyamoto's teachings on focus remain highly relevant and valuable. With so many distractions and stimuli vying for our attention, it can be challenging to stay focused and achieve our goals, which is why in this video we bring you 7 ways to stay focused from the philosophy of Miyamoto Musashi, providing practical tips and insights onto how to apply his teachings to our daily lives and develop the mental discipline needed to succeed in any area of our lives. Number 1. Find your one true passion. Miyamoto says, "The way of the warrior is to master one thing, and to master one thing well." You cannot be a true master until you have reached the point where everything you do is effortless, natural, and perfect. Musashi emphasized the importance of finding and focusing on one thing rather than dividing one's attention among multiple things. He believed that by focusing on one thing, a person could become an expert in that area and achieve mastery, whereas trying to pursue multiple things at once would result in mediocrity and a lack of progress. From a young age, he was fascinated with sword fighting and dedicated his life to mastering the art of the sword. He spent years traveling around Japan, seeking out the best teachers and challenging other swordsmen to duels to improve his skills. Musashi's philosophy can be applied to many areas of life, not just martial arts. Whether it's a career, a hobby, or personal goal, focusing on one thing and becoming an expert in that area can lead to greater success and fulfillment. In our modern world, we're constantly bombarded with distractions and options, making it challenging to focus on one thing and achieve mastery. Technology has made it easier than ever to access information and try out new things. With the internet at our fingertips, we can explore a variety of interests and hobbies without ever leaving our homes. While this is convenient, it can also lead to a lack of focus and depth in our pursuits. Social media platforms have made it easy for us to compare ourselves to others and feel like we need to be doing more to keep up. We may see others achieving success in multiple areas and feel like we need to do the same. The fear of missing out is a common phenomenon that can lead us to try to do too much at once. We can worry that if we don't try everything, we'll miss out on opportunities or experiences that could enrich our lives. Because of these distractions and options, many of us tend to quit soon after starting something new. We may get bored or discouraged when we don't see immediate results, or we may be tempted to switch to a different interest or hobby that seems more appealing. However, to truly achieve mastery, we must resist these urges and remain focused on our chosen path, even when it's difficult or frustrating. To find our one true passion, we need to identify all our strengths and passions. What do we enjoy doing the most? What are we naturally good at? Once we've identified our strengths and passions, we can focus on mastering that one thing through deliberate practice, persistence, and continuous learning. For example, a musician can focus on mastering one instrument instead of trying to learn multiple instruments at once. A software developer can specialize in a particular programming language instead of trying to learn every programming language out there. Of course, we can then move to another skill like Miyamoto did when he moved to writing and philosophizing, but not before fully grasping the skill at hand first. By staying focused on our priorities and committing ourselves to continuous learning, we can overcome the distractions of our modern world and achieve success in our chosen pursuits. Number 2. Avoid short-term pleasures. In the words of Miyamoto Musashi, avoid doing things for the mere sake of pleasure. Pursuing activities solely for immediate gratification without considering their long-term consequences or impact on personal growth and development is merely chasing pleasure. Such behavior disregards future goals and aspirations and instead focuses on maximizing pleasure in the present moment. According to Miyamoto, seeking pleasure for its own sake is a distraction from achieving greatness and personal growth. Miyamoto was known for being an exceptional swordsman, and he dedicated much of his life to practicing and perfecting his craft. While the practice of martial arts may not always be pleasurable in the moment, Musashi found great fulfillment and purpose in pursuing this path. In addition to practicing martial arts, Musashi was also a prolific writer, and he wrote extensively on topics such as strategy, philosophy, and, of course, martial arts. Writing may not have provided immediate pleasure for Musashi, but it allowed him to express his thoughts and ideas, share his wisdom with others, and leave a lasting legacy that would continue to inspire generations after him. Through his own example, Musashi demonstrated the importance of pursuing activities that provide long-term fulfillment over short-term pleasures. He very much understood that constant indulgence in pleasure-seeking behavior can lead to addiction and emptiness, ultimately distracting individuals from pursuing meaningful activities and goals. In our modern-day world, we're constantly bombarded with opportunities for instant gratification, from social media to fast food to online shopping. It can be difficult to resist these temptations, especially when they're so readily available. However, by prioritizing our values and goals, we can resist the temptation of short-term pleasures and focus on achieving our long-term aspirations. For example, if someone wants to become a successful entrepreneur, they may need to sacrifice short-term pleasures like binge-watching TV shows or going out to parties in order to focus on their business. They could set a goal to work a certain number of hours each day or week and prioritize that time over other activities that may not contribute to their long-term success. By developing a routine that supports your long-term goal, you're less likely to be tempted by short-term pleasures that may ultimately distract you from achieving your goals. Number 3. Never do anything with half-hearted effort. To quote Miyamoto, "Do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling." According to Miyamoto, half-hearted effort, relying on partial feelings, is a recipe for failure that can result in mistakes and missed opportunities. According to him, true focus means not only fully committing oneself to a task, but also completely avoiding any sense of partiality or distraction. Anything less than full concentration and dedication is a waste of time and energy, ultimately leading to failure in achieving our goals. Miyamoto Musashi's philosophy revolves around the principle of zanshin, which translates to remaining mind. Zanshin is a concept in Japanese martial arts that refers to a state of relaxed awareness or mindfulness. It involves remaining attentive and focused even after a technique or action has been executed, and being prepared to respond to any subsequent attack or opportunity. Musashi's application of zanshin can be seen in his approach to swordsmanship. He emphasized the importance of remaining calm and focused even in the midst of battle, and being able to quickly and effectively respond to any situation, believing that a swordsman should always be prepared for any possible outcome and that they should never let their guard down. Beyond the realm of martial arts, Musashi saw zanshin as a key element of success in all aspects of life. He believed that in order to achieve one's goals, it was essential to remain alert, focused, and prepared to adapt to any situation that might arise. Let's say you're a teacher responsible for teaching a group of high school students. To apply the principles of Zanshin to your work, you might 1. Stay focused. By maintaining a clear and focused lesson plan, you can keep your students engaged and on track. You might also make an effort to be fully present in the classroom, avoiding distractions like your phone or email. 2. Be prepared. To anticipate potential challenges or questions, you might review your lesson plans ahead of time, prepare supplemental materials or resources, and be ready to adjust your plans if necessary based on your students' needs. 3. Stay calm under pressure. In high-pressure situations, such as when a student's struggling or a lesson isn't going as planned, you can remain calm and focused by taking a deep breath and assessing the situation. You might also take a moment to step back and reflect on the bigger picture, reminding yourself of your ultimate goals as a teacher. 4. Continuously improve. As the school year progresses, you might seek out opportunities to learn and grow as a teacher, such as attending professional development workshops or collaborating with other educators. You might also reflect on your teaching practices, identifying areas for improvement and experimenting with new approaches to better serve your students. By applying the principles of Zanshin to your teaching practice, you can create a more effective and engaging learning environment for your students while also developing your own skills and expertise as an educator. In conclusion, Musashi believed that focus was about avoiding partial feeling and engaging in activities with complete concentration and commitment. He believed that this kind of total focus and commitment was essential to achieving mastery in any area of life. Number 4. Let go of resentments. Miyamoto tells us, resentment and complaint are appropriate neither for oneself nor others. Miyamoto Musashi is surrounded by numerous stories and legends, one of which recounts his encounter with a group of bandits who sought revenge on their former leader. Miyamoto advised the bandits to let go of their anger and resentment, highlighting the futility of revenge and suggested that they could use their skills for positive purposes instead. This story demonstrates Miyamoto's belief that it's possible to transform negative emotions and make a positive impact by choosing a different path in life. Resentment is a complex emotion that can stem from various situations, such as feeling wronged or betrayed. It's challenging to let go of resentment since it's often tied to a sense of injustice or violation of values. Furthermore, our biases and perspectives can fuel resentment, preventing us from seeing things objectively or considering alternative viewpoints. When we hold on to resentment, we tend to replay the situation in our minds, which can keep us stuck in a never-ending cycle of negative thoughts and emotions. This can make it challenging to move forward and find resolution, and can impair our ability to concentrate on tasks, make decisions, and interact with others in a positive and productive way. Instead of dwelling on resentment, Miyamoto encourages people to focus on self-improvement and cultivate a positive attitude towards life. He believed that developing a clear mind, strong spirit, and unwavering determination was key to success in any endeavor. For example, imagine a situation where an employee feels resentful towards a coworker who received a promotion that they feel they deserved. Instead of harboring resentment and allowing it to negatively affect their work and relationships with colleagues, the employee can choose to focus on self-improvement and developing their skills and abilities to increase their chances of future success. They can also work on cultivating a positive attitude towards their work and colleagues, seeking out opportunities for collaboration and teamwork rather than competition and resentment. By letting go of negative emotions and focusing on personal growth, the employee can achieve greater happiness and success in their career. Additionally, they may also seek out guidance from their supervisor or HR department to discuss their career goals and how to achieve them. Breaking free from the cycle of resentment and complaints involves acknowledging and validating our feelings, while also cultivating empathy and understanding towards others. Seeking support from loved ones, practicing mindfulness and self-reflection, and developing a compassionate and forgiving mindset can help us let go of the past and move forward with greater clarity and peace of mind. Number 5. Do not regret anything. As Miyamoto Musashi put it so succinctly, do not regret what you have done. One of Miyamoto Musashi's most famous stories involves his encounter with a Zen monk, Takuan Soho. According to the story, Musashi went to Takuan seeking guidance on how to live a life without regrets. Takuan's advice was simple yet profound. If you want to be free of regrets, learn the art of accepting responsibility for everything you do. No matter what happens, never blame others or make excuses. When you make a mistake, admit it and learn from it. That way, you will always be moving forward, never looking back with regret. Musashi took Takuan's advice to heart and spent the rest of his life living by this principle. He never regretted any of his past actions or decisions, but instead focused on learning from them and using those lessons to continue growing and improving. To not regret what you've done can be challenging, but it's a mindset that can be cultivated with practice, patience, and persistence. Our minds have a natural tendency to remember past mistakes and negative experiences, which is a survival mechanism that helped our ancestors avoid danger and stay alive in dangerous situations. However, dwelling on them can be counterproductive and lead to feelings of regret, guilt, and anxiety. To break this cycle, we need to take responsibility for our actions and decisions. Rather than dwelling on past mistakes or missed opportunities, we should focus on what we can do now to improve our situation. Another way to practice this mindset is to use past mistakes as an opportunity to learn and grow instead of beating yourself up over them. For example, if you made a poor investment decision, instead of fixating on your loss, analyze why it didn't work out and use that knowledge to make better decisions in the future. Finally, practice self-forgiveness and let go of past mistakes and regrets. Remember, everyone makes mistakes, and forgiving yourself is an essential step in moving forward and living a fulfilling life. By practicing these strategies, you can focus on personal growth and self-improvement and learn to live without regret. Number 6. Don't chase love or lust. According to Miyamoto, do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love. One popular story about Miyamoto involves a woman who attempted to seduce him. Despite her beauty and her persistent attempts, he resisted her advances. She eventually revealed that she'd been sent by one of his rivals to seduce and kill him. This story illustrates Musashi's ability to resist temptation and stay true to his principles. Musashi had many relationships with women, as he himself mentions in his book, The Book of Five Rings. However, these relationships never distracted him from his goals or his training. Musashi was not guided by love or lust. He knew when to resist temptation and when to allow himself to be emotionally engaged without letting it interfere with his focus. Musashi's ability to maintain his discipline and stay true to his goals in the face of temptation is one of the many reasons why he's still revered today. Relationships are vital for human beings. However, relationships bring about emotions, feelings, and desires that can easily and abruptly sway the heart. At times, you may find yourself torn between a decision that makes perfect sense rationally and one that's driven by love or desire. This can lead to a deep dilemma where emotions and logic are at odds with each other. Maybe you were in a relationship and got accepted into a prestigious school, but hesitated to go because you'd have to leave your loved one behind. Maybe you got offered a new job, but considered refusing it because it will take too much time from your partner or kids. These are not exceptional scenarios. They are in fact extremely common. The question is, how much power should we give to love and desire over the course of our lives? According to Miyamoto, while they can provide motivation and fulfillment, they should never stand in the way of our goals. Miyamoto understood and lived this balance, having had relationships that, to our knowledge, never interfered with his pursuits. We can learn from his example and recognize that love and desire shouldn't guide us, but rather keep us focused on our path. It's similar to driving a car and listening to music. The music is there, but we don't stop to focus on the lyrics, as it could make us lose focus on our surroundings. We choose the right music that keeps us focused and even enhances our concentration. Likewise, love and lust should not distract us, but rather keep us centered on our objectives. The right kind of love will make us laser-focused and allow us to achieve great things. If you've not encountered the right kind of love yet, you shouldn't desperately search for it. Instead, you should continue on your path and trust that destiny will bring you the love that will propel you forward, not hold you back. By finding the right balance between love and our goals, we can create a fulfilling life that allows us to thrive. Number 7. Accept life as it happens. In our final quote from Miyamoto Musashi for this video, he says, "Accept everything just the way it is." In the pursuit of glory, one must be prepared to face challenges that will test one's resolve like never before. Miyamoto Musashi understood this, and his success can be attributed in large part to his unwavering acceptance of all obstacles and his determination to keep moving forward despite them. A prime example of this is when he challenged the revered swordsmanship school, Yoshioka. After defeating their best students and then their master Seijuro, the school sent men to ambush him for revenge. When Miyamoto encountered the mob, he didn't plead or weep, but instead used his 2 swords to fight his way through and emerge victorious. While there's no denying that his skills are second to none, the mindset is as important as the skill, and maybe during that fight, the mindset is what gave him the edge. This story exemplifies Miyamoto's acceptance of life's challenges and his ability to adapt to any circumstances. Life is not a straight line, but rather a winding road with many turns that we must navigate. Just like driving around a mountain, we don't stop and lament the difficulty of the road, but rather keep going. You might even find you enjoy the journey. One has to accept life's twists and turns, not fixate on them if we want to move forward and experience the true beauty of life. Unfortunately, many people spend their time complaining about how things didn't go their way, or how one single event turned everything upside down, as if life's over. However, life is simply one creature's experience of a perpetual, relentless chain of events. Sometimes those events work out in our favour, and sometimes they don't. We must accept both outcomes because they're 2 sides of the same coin, and that coin is life. So if we truly want to love life, we have to love the coin as a whole, not just the one side. Of course, it's not always easy to accept an unfortunate event right away. It's natural to feel upset, disappointed, and in more extreme cases, grieve. But we can use that time to catch our breath and rationalize the situation. We must remind ourselves that no matter what happens, it's not the end, and there may be hidden opportunities for growth and success. For example, let's say someone lost their job unexpectedly. While this event may seem negative at first, it could lead to new opportunities and experiences that wouldn't have been possible otherwise. By accepting the situation and remaining open to new possibilities, this person could ultimately find a more fulfilling career path, or discover hidden talents and skills they never knew they had. The key is to embrace the twists and turns of life, and trust that everything happens for a reason. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out our full Philosophies for Life playlist. And for more videos to help you find success and happiness using ancient philosophical wisdom, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.